And the city of Memphis is officially under curfew tonight. This is the second night of curfew across the city after Mayor Jim Strickland announced that he would again be enforcing the order from now until 6 in the morning. We have team coverage tonight as we continue to monitor protests across the city. Fox 13's Kirsten Garris will be with us throughout the newscast from downtown Memphis as the protesters watch that curfew clock. And in the next 3 minutes, Amisha Ramsey is live in Memphis after protests took over the streets at South Germantown Parkway. That was about an hour ago. And tonight, the state of Minneapolis starting a civil rights investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department following the death of George Floyd. We are live in Minneapolis in the next 6 minutes.
Well, we're going to start Fox 13 News at 10 in downtown Memphis. That's where protests are already started to wrap up there as that curfew went into place. Fox 13's Kirsten Garris has been with those protesters since earlier this evening when they began to gather just before 7 o'clock. Kirsten?
Yeah, Merle and Daryl, that group has actually dispersed for the most part because they want people to get home in time for that curfew that starts at 10 o'clock. Now, throughout the evening, for the most part, we have had unity and people have been together. But as I mentioned a little bit throughout the newscast, there was a little bit of a disagreement, so to speak, about how to move forward with these protests. Memphis activist Frank Gotti, who's been around for a while, says he wanted to change things up. He wanted to, in a sense, shut things down, but not tear things up. I talked with him about 10 minutes ago, and he wanted to make that very clear. He didn't want to be violent. He did not want to tear up Memphis, but he believes more has to be done so that people like Mayor Jim Strickland, Mayor Lee Harris, come out here and talk with them so they can start to see real change. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Any protest you go on in the city, not just the violent protests, even peaceful protests, we shut streets down. We make the city lose money for they can come out here and talk to us. If we protesting, if we gonna march, let's march. Let's shut the streets down. We don't gotta ruin our city. I ain't with all that. I just want to do it right. Let's make the mayor have to come out here and talk to us and see what our demands are. If we just walk in the circle 5 days, that means why the mayor ain't been out here.
And speaking of those demands, Gotti says some of those demands aren't just about, police accountability. He says it's about making sure the homeless are taken care of. He says it's making sure that if a police officer does something wrong, they are held accountable and that people out here, if they're brown or black, feel safe in their neighborhoods. One thing he mentioned tonight, while he appreciates and loves the diversity that we've seen night after night, he does want to see more African Americans out here because he says the reality is the things that are happening, the injustices that we're seeing on TV are happening to African Americans. So he says while we do need white people to help out with this fight, he wants to see more African Americans coming out and being a part of this fight too. So we will see what happens night from night. Gotti says he doesn't want to break away from Devontae Hill. He does believe there is unity. There is unity in numbers. So he says he's going to continue working with him. He wants to make sure that there is that spirit of working together moving forward. Live in downtown Memphis, Kirsten Garris, Fox 13 News.
Thank you, Kirsten. Our team coverage continues tonight, and right now protesters have cleared after protesting at Timber Creek Drive and South Germantown Parkway in Memphis.
That's where we find Fox 13's Amisha Ramsey right there on South Germantown Parkway. Amisha, that area was quite the scene just an hour ago as we began Fox 13 News at 9.
That's right, Daryl. Right now, the quiet is here, but before the quiet, there was quite a storm. Now, we know that there were some protesters at Shelby Farm Park. They came here and they decided to block off the intersection at Timber Creek and Germantown Parkway. You can see that right now it's completely clear, but police had to clear it out. That was the Memphis Police Department, but we want to show you that video from earlier. You can hear the protesters chanting. There were about maybe 30 to 50 protesters blocking off the crosswalks. They were blocking the traffic. At one point, they were laying in the middle of the street. No one was able to get through the crosswalks or the intersection until police cleared the roadway. But again, we said that curfew was in place. Folks have left since then. It was pretty intense earlier, but the scene out here is really quiet. The Memphis Police Department has restored the area or made sure that everything manage the area to make sure nothing would happen, that people can get travel safely. So again, this is the cross section that we see here, but there are no people because they have left since this point in time. But again, we are at Germantown Parkway and Timber Creek, but traffic is flowing steady and protesters have gone home. I mean, it's about after 10 o'clock, so that curfew is in place. But for now, we'll just send it back to the studio. Amisha Ramsey, Fox 13 News.